Hello everyone, welcome to the post-Christmas 2011 update part 2. In this video I'm going to show you what I got for Christmas of 2011, all my train stuff, and I'm very sorry for releasing this video so late. The reason why is because some of the stuff that I was supposed to get for Christmas was on back order. So to make up for that, I'm also going to include some other things I've acquired, other train things that I've acquired after Christmas and up to now as well. But we will definitely get a chance to see everything for the most part. Unfortunately, one of the items I was supposed to get for Christmas was discontinued, so I don't think we'll be seeing that for a while, unfortunately. But I think it's been enough time already to keep you all waiting, and so I'll show you what I got for Christmas. And the very last thing I'm going to show you in the video is the mystery diesel locomotive that I got for Christmas. So now the thing that I'm going to do with this video is that it's in no particular order of what items I got. I'm just going to do this pretty randomly of what I show you, but the mystery diesel locomotive will be saved for last. First thing I got is this Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad hat that you're seeing me wear right now. I got this for Christmas, and my shirt right here, I got that from the New York Botanical Gardens when I went in January, and this was their 20th winter season, I believe, and so I went there, and I got this nice long sleeve shirt from there, which I think looks really nice, and it fits me well. I really like it, and I could use it during the Christmas season for sure. I could wear it for that. So moving on, I'll show you the first two things. Okay, I've got I got these Hallmark ornaments right here of the Lionel 726 Berkshire. It's based off of Lionel 726 Berkshire from the post-war years. It looks just like it, the locomotive and tender. Right here I got a GG1 Hallmark ornament, a Pennsylvania Railroad GG1 Tuscan Red 5-stripe GG1 ornament. It's based off of a Lionel version. I have a green solid stripe GG1 Hallmark ornament with the Pennsylvania Railroad Brunswick green, but now I have a Tuscan Red one, which is really nice as well. Okay, moving on. I got this New York Central Alco PA. It's an N-scale dummy locomotive, and it comes with this display track right here. And you can actually run this on N-scale track if you have it, but it's a dummy locomotive, and you can't make it move or anything like that. So it's meant to be a display piece. Right here, I got this Holiday Train Show magnet from the New York Botanical Gardens, which is the same logo as on my shirt. And, what's next? Oh, okay. I got these two DVDs from Pentrex. This one right here is called Working on the Southern Pacific, and in this DVD it has archived footage from the 1950s of the Southern Pacific Railroad. Color and black and white films are shown here, and some of these are promotional films that the Southern Pacific used, as well as employee training videos, employee training films, and they've all been put onto this DVD right here, which I think is really nice. It's a really nice DVD, and it's just amazing to see that archived footage from the 50s come back to life. And I also got the Along the Hudson Division DVD combo, which was filmed in New York in 1992 from New York City to Albany. This is actually one of my favorite American routes of all time. is the former New York Central's Hudson division from New York to Chicago. But in this video, it shows the New York to Albany portion of that, which, in my opinion, is really nice. And I think that's probably my favorite subdivision of that whole line. It's very beautiful. It's got both city scenery and natural scenery, and it's a great combination of both worlds, I think. It's a wonderful route to see, and they have some cab shots, a lot of cab shots from an FL9 diesel locomotive, which they don't run anymore, unfortunately. And also the turbo liner. There's also footage from one of the Amtrak turbo liners from 1992, and those don't run anymore either. And so this is quite a nice piece to have as well. Alright, so that's some stuff I got for Christmas. I went to a train show in Trumbull, Connecticut a couple weeks ago, and I bought this station, this HO scale station right here. I think I paid $8 for it, if I can remember correctly. And I like its nice contemporary style. I know I model in the modern era pretty much, but it's got a nice contemporary style. You can use this for a modern layout or a 1970s layout or a steam era layout. It shouldn't really make a difference because of its contemporary style. So it's really nice right there. So that's a few things that I got. Now I'm going to show you the Railworks add-ons that I got for Christmas in the next segment, and then after that I will show you what model train stuff I got for Christmas of 2011. So we'll check that out next. Okay, so here are the Railworks add-ons that I got for Christmas of 2011. From left to right, the Southern Pacific GS4 Northern add-on, which includes the Southern Pacific Daylight in its famous orange, black, and red made by G-Trax. Moving on to the right, we see the Genesis locomotive, P42 DC Genesis, and again, that's another G-Trax model. Then moving on to the right, we see Class 33 from RailSimulator.com, and one really cool thing about the Class 33 is that you can manually sound the two-tone horn with a higher sound or a lower sound. It's a really nice feature that they have. And the next item up is RailSimulator.com's Class 325 EMU set, and this is basically a mail train that an EMU, electrical multiple unit set, and the cool thing about this is that when you stop at a train station, the doors will open on it, which is really, really nice. Unfortunately, because the way Railworks is coded, the problem is when you open the doors, the people at the stations will walk towards the train as if they're going to get on the train. It's not a problem with the locomotive and the set. The problem is it's just that the way Railworks is coded, but it's not a problem on RailSimulator.com's part exactly, because the point of it is that it's a mail train and that it's just loading and unloading mail at the stations, which it does in real life. Okay, moving on to the right is the Pennsylvania Railroad GG1 electric from RailSimulator.com. This locomotive, unfortunately, has a lot of flaws to it. One is that it has the backwards brake handle animation glitch, which can easily be fixed, but RailSimulator.com has done nothing about it to fix it so that the brake handles can animate properly. And another problem is that the horn is delayed, so you can't sound a short blast with it if you wanted to. It just won't work. But the horn sound is accurate to a GG1, which is nice. And another downside is that the only paint scheme included, and the only version included, is the Brunswick Green 5-stripe version, as it appears today at the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania. That's the only version that they included. They didn't include any other road names or any other versions. There are different versions that have different grills or intakes or whatever on the side. I'm not exactly sure what parts exactly they are, but the GG1s would come in different variety of those styles, and unfortunately only one of them is included, and it's only included in one paint scheme. They didn't even include old rivets, which survives at the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania as well, which was the first GG1, and it was built out of a riveted body instead of a welded body. which yeah, so that definitely takes a lot out of the add-on. And the passenger cars that are included with it are the P70 passenger cars that were included in the Horseshoe Curve expansion pack, which came out a few months earlier. And while the P70 coaches, the GG1s did pull them, I personally think they should have included a nice streamlined Tuscan Red coach or something like that, like something that you'd see on the Broadway Limited in its later year. That, I think, looks much nicer with the streamlined appearance of the GG1, to have a streamlined passenger car behind it instead of a rigid-looking passenger car that a steam locomotive or diesel probably would have pulled. But the GG1s did pull those passenger cars. I just find it quite a shame that of all the engines, how the GG1 is such an iconic locomotive, how RailSimulator.com kind of did a rush job on this locomotive. I would have been happy if they took more time and got it right when it comes to the variety and control animations and the horn and maybe the bonus passenger cars or something like that. But it's just, I find it to be quite a disappointment, unfortunately, from what I've seen on the model. But the detail is nice on the outside of it. It does look very realistic, and that's what I'll give them credit for. It's just I wish that these problems could be fixed from them soon, and we'll see about that, though. I can't guarantee that for sure. Then the next engine after that is the Great Western King class 10-wheeler steam locomotive. Again, this locomotive is a very nice external model, and the one that you see here in this picture is actually the King George V version, which has the American bell on it when it came in the late 1920s for the celebration of the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad's centennial celebration. It actually came to the United States, and it actually had a bell put on it. And that's what, even today, King George V still has its bell on it, which is really nice. One problem, again, was with this engine, that a lot of RailSimulator.com steam locomotives, for some reason, I don't know why, and nothing has been done to fix it, the brake handle animation is wrong. It goes the opposite way. Most RailSimulator.com steam locomotives have this, and it's a quick fix. It really sounds like a quick fix, but nothing has been done to fix it, and a lot of their other steam locomotives have the same problem, and nothing has been done to fix it, so that's quite unfortunate. And a cool little bonus on the King class is that if you have King George V, you can actually ring the bell on it, which in real life, I don't think it's possible to ring the bell on King George V, but you can do it as a little fun bonus. And also the first steam locomotive in Railworks to have firebox glow and damper glow, which is really cool and really realistic whenever you open the firebox or the dampers. It's really cool, and it actually adds a lot more light, and it actually will cast shadows, so anything that gets in the way of the light will actually be seen as a shadow, which is really cool. And the one on the right, which is the last add-on I got for Christmas of 2011, is, and you've probably seen this one already, is the Nickel Plate Road Berkshire add-on from G-Trax. You probably saw this in my Facebook profile picture a little while back. But yeah, I got that one as well. So overall, about the G-Trax locomotives, what I like about them is that they have a lot of control animations. All the controls in their cabs animate properly, which is the way all Railworks engines should be. And also, they also have a fun little treats to them. Like, for example, the Genesis actually has a complete working computer on it, which hopefully all other RailSimulator.com modern diesel locomotives and electric locomotives will have someday. I don't know for sure, but that would be. And the G-Trax steamers, like I said, all their controls animate properly, which should definitely be carried across from all other manufacturers, including RailSimulator.com for Railworks add-ons. But one little downside that I must say about the G-Trax add-ons is that graphically, some of the details are very nice and photorealistic. But other details on them look a little cartoony, and it just seems like extreme at both ends. Instead of a nice job like RailSimulator.com does, where they render everything and they render it equally in terms of graphical quality. In most instances, not always, but in most instances, that's the way. And another unfortunate part about G-Trax's locomotives is that, well, the steam locomotives, is that there are no scenarios other than free roams included with them. And while you can make your own scenarios in Railworks, it's just that you make them if you want to use them in an actual situation. They only include free roams when you buy them, which is all right, but I'm not really a free roaming guy all that much. I like to do the career mode scenarios, and unfortunately career mode scenarios are only included for the most part with railsimulator.com add-ons. So those are the Railworks add-ons I got, and let's move on to the model train stuff that I got for Christmas. Okay, now we're in the model train segment of my post-Christmas update 2011 video, and right here, this is the first item that we're looking at, is this Milwaukee Road Skytop observation car, which is Cedar Rapids. And this was made by Walthers, this model right here, and it's in the 1990s to present day style. And it has a very nice detailed interior. Although it does not have lighting, it's still a very nice detailed interior. I don't know if this is upgradable to lighting, but it does have metal wheels, so I think that's a sign that it could be upgradable, but I don't know for sure. And it's a very nice piece. So we moving on. I kind of wish that Walthers did have the lighting already put into it and everything else, but it's a nice model. It really is. So moving on. Moving on is this Milwaukee Road Superdome dome car, and again this is in the same paint scheme as the Skytop, which is the 1990s to 2000s paint scheme, and even to the present day paint scheme. And it's just as detailed as the Skytop. It has a nice detailed interior. Again, it does not have any lighting, and which is quite unfortunate. Now, when I got this car right out of the box, this Superdome, what I had to do was I had to loosen the trucks so it can negotiate the 22-inch curves. And so, because when I had it originally going around the curves, it would pretty much derail or it wouldn't move because it was so tight. And so I had to get a screwdriver and I had to loosen the trucks. And now it makes it around the curves better, but still not as best as I expected it to make it around the curves. So 22-inch curves are the widest that I've got at this time. I'm not sure if I'll get wider curves, but that's what I've got for now, and it's better than it was before, basically, and that's good. That's a big improvement. I kind of wish that Walthers would make it so that the trucks would be more flexible and that they would turn 360 degrees instead of being so stiff and rigid, basically, because underneath the car, you don't have a lot of wiggle room with the trucks. And so you have, even if you loosen it with a screwdriver, you still don't have the best wiggle room. So that's just one thing you have to keep in mind. And I've luckily so that I could work better, but it still needs a little bit more improvement. And I'll see what else can be done to make it so that I can go around the curves better. All right, so that's what I got for the Milwaukee Road stuff. Now let's move on. I got this nice Sioux Line boxcar from Fox Valley Models. It is a 7-post boxcar. I'm not an expert on these kinds of boxcars or anything, but the thing is with this boxcar, why it's called a 7-post boxcar, is because it has 7 ribs that go up and down to keep the shape in place. And that's why it's called a 7-post boxcar. It was built by the Sioux Line's Fond du Lac, Wisconsin shops in the late 60s. And some of these boxcars are still running today, and that's why I wanted it, because they are still out there, and I think it's a really nice looking model. I thought it would be nice. Now, one thing I wish that Fox Valley Models would do, and I don't get why a lot of HO companies always miss out on doing this is that the doors don't open right here. The doors is just molded right into the body, and I don't like that. I wish that they would actually open, because it's just molded right in there. And for a nice high quality model like this, it is a drawback for sure. It's very noticeable that it doesn't have an opening door, or opening doors on both sides, I should say, which I wish that they would have done. But that's the way it is, and it's fine the way it is with its doors closed. I think that looks very nice with the detail nonetheless. I just wish that Fox Valley Models would have put opening doors into it, because it would have made the model more realistic that way. Now let's move on again. This is a steam locomotive right here, which is the Norfolk and Western J class, number 611. This is an MTH HO scale model. Now you're probably thinking, Tom, how come this isn't your big deal Christmas gift? Well, here's the story. On Christmas Eve, I went onto eBay, and I was searching around trying to find some deals on some MTH HO locomotives, and so this is the one that showed up, and it had a very attractive price to it, and I would have been a fool not to have bought it, because 611 survives today. Doesn't run just yet, but there is a possibility that someday, maybe later in the decade, maybe in the next decade, that it might run again. So basically I thought it was a good idea for me to go for it. Now, I'm not going to say how much I paid for it, but this locomotive was never run when I got it, and I actually paid less than I did for the Berkshire for my Nickel Plate Road 765, and I bought my Nickel Plate Road 765 slightly used. And so I got a really good deal on this, and it's like, and free shipping too. So I would have been kicking myself if I didn't go for it. And basically what I did was I just put in the bare minimum amount. Nobody bid on it, and I ended up winning it and buying it. And that was on Christmas Day when I bought it and won it. So that was a big treat for myself for 2011, was this Norfolk and Western J class number 611. And it's a very nice model. I actually must say MTH did a very nice job on this locomotive. Of the three steam locomotives that I have now, the Southern Pacific Daylight, the Nickel Plate Road 765, and now the Norfolk and Western 611, I think this is probably the most prototypically looking and sounding locomotive of all of them. It has the external detail of the real engine, just like it is today. It has the sounds of the engine, just like it is today, the whistle and bell as well. MTH did a really nice job, and they really got it right on this one compared to the other ones that I have. So that's a very nice locomotive right here. I'm not a big Norfolk and Western fan all that much, but the J class is a very iconic locomotive, and I can't complain there. It's a nice piece, and I'm glad I own this locomotive now. So now, without further ado, I will move on and show you the diesel locomotive that I got for Christmas of 2011. So here it is. There it is. This is MTH's HO scale Union Pacific Chicago Northwestern Heritage SD70 ACE number 1995. It's a very beautiful locomotive, and it is my second SD70 ACE, and it's my second Heritage unit from MTH's HO line, which is very, very nice looking. And so it complements my Denver and Rio Grande Heritage SD70 ACE very nicely. Now, one thing that a couple of drawbacks on this model that I must say are that the bell on it, on the real model, on the real locomotive and on the model, is an electronic bell, but the sound of the bell is actually the sound of a normal bell, which is just unrealistic. And another unrealistic thing about this locomotive is that the ditch lights flash when you sound the horn if you have the ditch lights on, but but in the real world, Union Pacific diesel locomotives don't have flashing ditch lights. So unfortunately, and this is a common problem with the MTH locomotives, and maybe I don't know if MTH is going to put this in a patch or something like that for the TIU or for their locomotives or whatever, but it seems to be a chronic problem that they have, is that the Union Pacific locomotives have flashing ditch lights when in real life they don't. And another drawback is that there's no smoke unit, which it's not a major loss on this locomotive considering how fuel efficient it is and how clean burning it is, but still, I mean, I kind of wish that they would put a smoke unit in there just so that you would have the option. If you wanted to have smoke come out of it, you can, but at all times you can't have smoke come out of it, which is kind of unfortunate. And one last little drawback on it is that the lights are a little too blue when they shine. But other than that, the sound is very clear sounding, as always, on all MTH locomotives. There's crew talk, which is realistic. It has an accurate paint scheme, and it has very accurate external details, which is really nice. And I will say, if you're thinking about buying some MTH SD70 ACEs, one thing that I found really cool that MTH really, I thought they would actually miss this, but they actually really did a good job on it, is that the crew talk is actually different on this model and my Denver and Rio Grande Heritage SD70 ACE. They both have different crew talk among each other, so it's not the same recycled sounds. I have 3 O-gauge diesel locomotives from MTH, 2 GB30s and 1 GP20, and they all have the same exact sound sets to the point where even the crew talk is the same. Well, not in this case with the SD70 ACEs. They actually have different crew talk among each other, although the horn, bell, and engine sounds are all the same pretty much. But I'm really proud of MTH for actually stepping up to the plate and changing the crew talk so that it wouldn't be the same thing, which I think is really nice. So now I showed you everything that I got. Let's fire it up with all the sounds and everything else. And the J. So there you have it, everybody. Thank you for watching this Tom H. Trains production, and I wish you all the best in 2012. And I look forward to this year to making more videos that you will all enjoy. Thank you very much.